You know, lightning, buddy. As much as I appreciate your intuition, and as good an idea as it was to sneak through the warlord's charnel house to get to him, it's just, well, I'm up to my chin in bones, laddie. Or bone shards? The party is trying to sneak into the mansion of a local high-class criminal so they can confirm whether or not he falsified any shipments. Lightningfoot had the bright idea to get into the house from below, and knowing from previously attended to investigations, this criminal kept a large underground burial mound for his victims. And so, here the party ventures, knee-deep in remains of many different life forms. Aldor hears what Tarkin says and thinks for a moment. And slowly, it dawns on him. My friends, a lot of somethings, rather, have picked these corpses to near extinction, and I have a sneaking suspicion that I know what they are. And that is? A blasé Lightningfoot responds as they turn the corner to a sight that proves Aldor all too correct. At least a dozen man-sized centipede-like monsters are patrolling around the area and eating everything that they can find. Oh. That's what it is. Lightningfoot mutters, just before his danger sense alerts him to something or some things not too friendly behind the party. As a reaction, he takes his axe and slashes it behind him, catching one of these horrid creatures right as it lunged down at them from the ceiling and slicing it through the center, sending it writhing to the ground as it slowly dies. They look forward, the rest of the monsters in front of them emitting an awful, throaty gurgling and growling, and the tick-tick-tick-tick-tick of their feet on the ground echoing seemingly forever in the tunnel. The Carrion Crawler. Aptly named, they spend their time searching for dead bodies and devour their flesh and bones as they rot. Woe to any trespassers or those that disrupt their eating, as they will viciously attack those that do. Though these scavengers will follow the scent of rot to find their food, they prefer not to scrounge in areas where there are other creatures that live off of rotten food, instead opting for places where there's an abundance of death and other scavengers can't move easily. Their favorite landscapes are caves, dungeons, sewers, and forested marshes, though they have been known to hunt in cemeteries and battlefields. Carrion crawlers are roaming hunters. They use their many tentacles to smell the air and follow scent trails to blood and rotting. It's common to find carrion crawlers roaming the ceilings of caves and ruins, as they can avoid many other dangers this way and proceed to get the drop on unsuspecting prey. These giant insectoid horrors are also incredibly patient. As they hunt, either in dark places like caves or outside at night, they'll follow light sources for hours trying to acquire the scent of blood, as normally a light source will mean a meal. On top of this, they're amazingly stealthy despite their size, experts at waiting around corners so as to set up ambushes for their victims. Carrion crawlers are very venomous and prefer not to involve themselves actively in combat, instead opting for their poison to do its work for it. Once their prey or enemy is paralyzed fully, they use their long tentacles to grab the poor fools and drag them somewhere safe to kill them. An isolated passageway or a high ledge will do, and then they leave them so their body can rot to perfection. Now, let's examine the stat block. The Carrion Crawler is a large monstrosity, unaligned. They have an armor class of 13, natural armor. They have 6d10 plus 18 or 51 average hit points. They have a walking speed of 30 feet, as well as a climbing speed of 30 feet. And they have 14 strength, a plus 2 bonus, 13 dexterity, a plus 1 bonus, 16 constitution, a plus 3 bonus, 1 intelligence, a negative 5 detriment, 12 wisdom, a plus 1 bonus, and 5 charisma, a negative 3 detriment. Carrion crawlers have a plus 3 bonus to perception checks. They have a passive perception of 13. They speak no languages and have a challenge rating of 2, valuing them at 450 experience each. Carrion crawlers have advantage on perception checks that are reliant on smell. They also have spider climb. The monster can move on difficult terrain, even upside down, and take no movement penalties. Onto the action. Unsurprisingly, these scavengers have multi-attack. They can attack twice. Their first attack is Tentacles, a melee weapon attack with a plus 8 to hit and a reach of 10 feet, one target. On hit, the attack deals 1d4 plus 2 or 4 average poison damage. The target must then succeed on a DC 13 Constitution save or suffer the effects of poison for 1 minute. This particular poison will paralyze its target. The poisoned individual can again attempt to make the Constitution save on its turn, ending the effect on a success. Their last action is a bite attack. A melee weapon attack with a +4 to hit and a range of 5 feet. 1 target. On hit, the attack deals 2d4 plus 2, or 7 average piercing damage. I take it all back, you damned excuse for a hill giant. I'm not a giant, I'm a human. What does that even mean? We'll talk about it later. Let's just get out of here alive first. The party is now running for their lives from the horde of carrion crawlers. Having no clue where any exits to this grave is, they run and run and run until finally, after their lungs feel like they'll collapse and their legs are only so motivated by adrenaline, Neria spots a staircase. There, she says, and dashes ahead to get to the haven of the staircase, readying an incendiary arrow and turning up around the staircase. As soon as everyone is clear, she looses the arrow, and in seconds, the bottom half of the corridor is on fire. A symphony of guttural growling is heard as handfuls of carrion crawlers are set aflame. Some die, some simply retreat. Lightningfoot releases a throaty laugh. Ha! See? I told you we'd be fine. He flexes with axe in hand and faces Neria, who chuckles. Seconds later, a distinctive wet smack is heard, and Footy turns around to see Tarkin smashing a crawler that was apparently unfazed by the fire. Again, I said we'd be fine.